There's a rumour about Lawton having an 86 million willy. We need to get him skinny dipping so we can all have a little look and see if it is really worth 86 million.
Bitch, you can say that again.
We need to get him skinny dipping so we can all have a little look and see if it is really worth 86 million.
I really hope you can hear me because my neighbor is chopping down the grass. Cutting the grass all loud on his ride lawnmower. Anyway, I'm just going to get into it. A lot of things happened this week, so I'm going to try to make this not another 30-minute long video, but I always say that, and it always ends up turning into a 30-minute long video. So, where did I leave off? I think on Sunday, day 7? Yeah, day 7. Sunday, day 7, Arthur is waking up. Everybody's waking up. He gets up and he makes Sukhvinder's bed because I guess he feels bad, or I don't really know why. A little bit later, the housemates decide to play a prank on Imran and pretend to act like they drink all the apple juice or some kind of juice, and he gets mad. Not really. He doesn't get mad. He's like, oh, well, whatever. It's not a big deal, but he's sad. And they're all like, oh, just kidding. Ha ha ha. He's like, oh, ha, 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 whatever. And then they sit all the housemates down on the couch, and they're like, after a confidential off-camera conversation, Arthur will not be returning to the Big Brother house. I've never seen that before where someone has quit, but they didn't show the diary room before. So that was pretty weird, but he's gone. Good riddance, didn't like him, bye. And then Raph goes in the diary room, and he's talking to Big Brother, and he's like, there are cliques in this house. There's the popular clique, and then there's the exile clique, and then there's the middle of the road clique. And the popular people are Kaylee, Ellie, Rebecca, Lowton, Kieran, Tom, and Joe is their leader. The exile clique are him, Imran, Sukhvinder, and Deborah. And he said they don't have a leader because they're a democracy. And the middle crew, the middle of the road crew, are Charlotte and Deborah. Oh, I already put Deborah. Did I write Deborah twice? I don't know. So they get to the task of the day. And the task is to basically, they have to answer these trivia questions. And if they get it right, they get a prize, which is in a box. But turns out they're not really prizes. They're punishments. So if they get it right, they can give their prize, quote unquote, to another housemate. And if they get it wrong, they have to keep their prize, aka punishment. So they do all that. A couple of them I wrote down, but the other ones I did not because they were kind of dumb. I think Joe gets a prize, the prize or punishment to, they have to tell one of the housemates their honest like opinions about them or whatever. And so Joe gives that to Raph, so they all have to give their opinion about Raph. And Chanel said that Raph, you're nice, but I think you lie or whatever. You need to be more honest or something like that, because apparently Raph told Chanel that her shit smells nice. So, and I don't think anyone's shit actually smells nice, but that happens. Joe, his gift is he has to give someone a killer nomination. He gives Raph a killer nomination, so Raph is up for eviction now. And Raph, his punishment was he had to pick someone to have their clothes taken away from them, their luggage taken away, and he chose Joe. So Raph and Joe have this like rivalry going on that dates back to when Arthur was there. That was really dumb. So later that night, they're all drinking and having a good time and blah blah blah. Then Chanel's kind of playing around with Sukhvinder, and she decides to put a plastic bread bag like on her like hair, like on the top of her hair. And Sukhvinder freaks out after the fact, not while she was doing it, but like after the fact, she freaks out. And she's like, I could have suffocated, you're trying to suffocate me. And they get in this huge fucking argument. It's so dumb. Sukhvinder was in the wrong about this. And it was all a joke, like, chill out. So the next day, Monday, they make up. Sukhvinder and Chanel make up. And then they do nominations. The housemate does nominations. Now, I'm just going to go through this really fucking fast because there's a bunch of people. Okay, ready? Ready? Okay. Ellie nominates Sukhvinder and Charlotte. Charlotte nominates Joe and Imran. Lotan nominates Hannah and Sukhvinder. Deborah nominates Sukhvinder and Kaylee. Rebecca nominates Sukhvinder and Imran. Joe nominates Rebecca and Charlotte. Kaylee nominates Imran and Deb. Chanel nominates Rebecca and Sukhvinder. Raf nominates Joe and Kaylee. And then he tried to play the victim. Like, he was in the diary room talking all this shit, all big and bad, like, da-da-da-da-da. You know how he talks, like, in the diary room, like, I'm Raf. He's talking all this shit, and then he goes out. He's outside the diary room. He's in the smoking area. And then Joe walks up, and he's like, Joe, do you think you could maybe not call me a prick anymore? Like, you was just all big and bad in the diary room. Be big and bad here, you little fucking bitch. So then Tom nominates Sukhvinder and Imran. Kieran nominates Sukhvinder and Charlotte. Imran nominates Rebecca and Ellie. Hannah nominates Rebecca and Kaylee. Then Sukhvinder nominates Kaylee and Rebecca. So Sukhvinder has 6 nominations. Rebecca has 6 nominations. Imran has 4. Kaylee has 4. Charlotte has 3. Joe has 2. Deborah has 1. Ellie has 1. Hannah has 1. Sukhvinder, Rebecca, Imran, Kaylee, and Charlotte are all up for eviction, as well as Raf, because he has the killer nomination from Joe. Then, later that night, they're drinking once again. And, about nominations. Lotan, Kieran, and Tom didn't receive any. Nobody nominated them, so they're scot-free this week. So, yeah, they're drinking that night. Kieran, I guess, was playing around with Chanel. He makes a little comment about her filler. Like, I guess she's had work done. Some filler in her lips or her somewhere. He makes a comment about her filler. And she kind of gets a little mad. She's like, don't fucking talk about my appearance. But, you know, in a Chanel playful kind of way. Because Chanel is very, very playful. She gets mad and, like, he's wearing his hat backwards like this. And, like, obviously you cannot knock a hat off without hitting the forehead. Unless you're like a ninja and you're just like, and it comes off. But she hit his head in an effort to try to knock off his hat. And he gets so mad. And he's like, if you were a lad, if she was a lad, you would have done shit. Because you would have been kicked out of Big Brother. And I know that's the last thing you want. So he gets mad at her. But like in 10 minutes they make up and it's all good. So the next day, Tuesday, day 9, they all wake up and the house is a mess. The house is an absolute mess. And it is the beginning of a 3-day challenge where the village has turned into like this little, or the house has turned into this little village, small town thing. So Kaylee and Sukhvinder are the mayors of this new small town, and they have been elected by the public. They have voted them to be the mayor because they think that they are the most bossy. And so the mayor and her deputy mayor have to make decisions, and they have to assign everyone roles. They make Raf and Charlotte the housekeepers. They make Chanel and Lotan work in the beauty parlor. They make Ellie and Hannah refuse workers, which I don't know what a refuse worker is. I think it's a garbage man, because all they were doing was cleaning up garbage the whole time. They make Imran and Tom chefs. They make Rebecca, Joe, and Kieran, and Deborah jobless. So if you're jobless, what that means is that you have to eat outside, you have to eat cold food, and you have to sleep outside. So that kind of sucks. And they have 3 people coming to their village. And these 3 people are 3 ex-celebrity Big Brother housemates. The first one is Gemma Collins, who was on this season with Tiffany, who quit 3 times. All I remember about Gemma is that she quit like 500 fucking times, and they let her back in every single time. Gemma Marnie, who was on the season with Bear, and I don't remember. I guess I can't remember if I liked her or not. I guess I did. Whatever. She was like in a showmance with Louis. What's his name? I don't know his name. And the last person is Nicola McLean, who was just on Celebrity Big Brother with Jedward and Spencer and Kim. Lovely, lovely Kim. Oh, lovely Kim. And so they come in the house. They're going to stay there for 3 days. I don't know if they knew that they were going to... Yeah, I'm pretty sure they told them they were going to stay there for 3 days. And they're all introducing themselves and blah, 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 blah. So apparently there's beef between Kaylee and Marnie because Kaylee is dating a guy who used to be dating Marnie's best friend, Charlotte Crosby, who was also on Celebrity Big Brother way back in like 2000 and... I can't remember, but she was on the season with, I think, Lauren Harries and James J. The first time James J was on. I think she was in that season. I think. I cannot remember. Oh, this is funny. Imran goes into the diary room that day. Later on that day, and he's like, yo, Imran, or Sukhvinder is like perfect for this mayor role because she is the bossiest woman I've ever known in my whole life. She bosses me around. She bosses the kids around. She bosses the dogs around. She bosses the whole house around. She bosses the neighbors around. That was funny to me. There was an argument between Lotan and Hannah, but like I can't even. It was so dumb. It was dumb. They got an argument. I'm not even gonna get into it. They got into an argument, but it was really dumb. Then the next day on Wednesday. Gemma's like infatuated with fucking Lotan. She keeps calling him Leighton. She keeps calling him Leighton though, but she's like in love with Lotan. She's like, so tell me about when you used to be a stripper. And he's like, used to be, bitch. I'm still a stripper. Gemma's like asking all these questions to all these housemates, which I'm really loving, but she's like, you know, she's getting the action going. She's keeping some story going, some kind of story. Gemma is basically playing Big Brother producer at this point because she's asking everybody all these questions. She starts talking to Kaylee. She starts asking her about Charlotte Crosby, who I just mentioned, and Marnie. Like, what's their issue? Why do y'all have beef? And she tells them, you know, because my fucking boyfriend has a tattoo of Marnie's best friend Charlotte on his leg. That would suck. That would suck if your boyfriend had a tattoo of some other bitch on his body. Oh my god. I felt bad for Kaylee when she said that. I was like, damn, Kaylee. I mean, find a new man, but I felt bad for Kaylee there. I don't mind Kaylee anymore. I used to like not really like her, and I said that I wanted her to go home first, and I thought she was going to go home first, but she didn't. And I don't know. People say she has a potty mouth, but that doesn't bother me. Like her saying cunt or cussing people out, or that doesn't bother me at all. And she's not as like slutty, you know what I mean, as I thought she was gonna be either. She's like, I don't know. She's all right. She all right. I mean, if she went, I wouldn't be like sad, but there are worse people in the house than Kaylee right now. On this day, basically on Wednesday, everyone just kind of starts quitting their roles. They're like, this shit is dumb. Joe starts quitting. Tom, who I keep forgetting is even in the house. Every time someone says Tom's name, I'm like, Tom? Who the fuck is Tom? Is that from a different season? Oh, yeah! Tom! I completely forget Tom's even in the house. He quit his little... I forgot what he was even doing, but he quit. Joe quit. Everyone starts quitting. They're like, this is dumb. Like, I mean, it is a dumb task, Big Brother. Like, I wish they would have came up with a different thing. I wish they would have called it, like, a hotel. Instead of saying, oh, the village of blah, blah, blah. Just make it like a hotel. And then they could do, like... Basically, just keep everyone have the same roles and just call it a hotel, though, instead of a village. Gemma goes into the diary room, and she's basically like, Big Brother... She doesn't say this, but she's basically like, okay, this task fucking sucks. Listen, let's throw them a party. And then to lift their morals, because they're all sad right now because of how bad this task is. Let's throw them a party, lift the spirits, and get shit going again. Big Brother's like, Gemma, anything you want, we will do. So they throw the party, they have a party, and Suki, she fires Kaylee, and she makes her husband Imran her, like, deputy, her, like, assistant mayor, or whatever. So, that's all that happened on Wednesday. Then the next day, on Thursday, the next day, they're trying to play another prank. This time, they're playing a prank on Hannah. Imran goes to Lotan, and he's like, look, shit's going, it's too chill in the house right now. We need to get something popping off. So go make Hannah mad. So Lowton goes and he starts messing with Hannah. Hannah's like the garbage girl. She's like has to clean up all the trash. So he goes and he's just like making all this mess in the fucking garden. It was so dumb. Like it was just dumb, and it looked racist. if I'm being honest, it looked like they were just being racist. I know it was a prank, but like, come on. So they win. They win the task. This 3 day of VIP housemate shit task. They win it. They win the shopping budget, except for the people who had to sleep outside. They still have to eat like on a shitty budget, while the rest of the housemates get the luxury shopping budget. But they have the power to choose one of the people who lost their jobs to have a good budget. So they choose Lowton because he, massaged Gemma's whole body the entire time she was in the house. Lowton was just giving her massages and brushing her hair and shit. Thursday night, they're all rejoicing because they just won this luxury shopping budget. And Marnie's feeling horny. It's day 3. She hasn't had dick in 3 days. She's like, I'm horny. She goes to Kieran because Kieran's the hottest housemate. And she's like, let's make out. They start making out. Rebecca gets mad. Rebecca gets very fucking mad. And she goes in the diary room. She's like, I'm not mad. I don't like Kieran. I just blah, blah, blah. You like Kieran, bitch. I clocked it. I clocked it from your VT. You like Kieran. You like him. Shut up. You like him. So she's mad. I honestly thought she was going to go home on Friday, but we'll get to that in a minute. Charlotte dances on a light pole, knocks it over. That's basically all of Thursday. Then the next day, well, we don't get to see the next day, but we got to see the eviction from Friday night. So it was a vote to save, and I guess Imran had the least amount of saves, and he was evicted. Imran got evicted. So as Imran is kind of like looking sad, and well, actually he didn't look sad. He was smiling and looking down at Suki, and Suki was smiling, and that was the first you knew something was kind of not right, because they're smiling. It's like, why are they smiling? Imran just got evicted, and they're smiling, and then Imran saying his goodbyes, and I guess Suki stands up and she starts saying her goodbyes too, and it's like, what are you doing, Sukhvinder? What are you doing? Suki's out, honey. Before I could even think twice, Suki was holding her husband's hand, running up them stairs, out. They were out. One name got called. 2 people left that house. Suki and Imran are gone. I'm not surprised. I can't say I blame Suki. That's her husband. Like, they came in together. They're a couple. They should have counted as one housemate, honestly, because they're married. They kind of are one person, you know what I mean? When you get married to someone, you kind of become like a new being. But so they're gone. I'm really sad. I didn't want Sukhvinder to leave, and I kind of didn't want Imran to leave either, but I really didn't want Sukhvinder to leave. I really like Sukhvinder. I kind of wanted her to win, if I'm being honest. I want Chanel to win, but then if Chanel can't win, I want Sukhvinder to win. But I know that's all pipe dreams, because Raph is going to win anyway, because everyone fucking loves the fuck out of fucking Raph for some fucking reason. He gets on my goddamn nerves. But, so, yeah, they're gone. Sucks. But, so Emma interviewed them. It was a good interview. They come across really well when they're not in the house. They come across a lot better in their interviews than they do in the house. And yeah, it was a good interview, and they went on bots, and they were great on bots, and I could see them being on bots a lot. Both, I bet they're going to call them both each time. It's never just going to be Sukhvinder or just Imran. It's always going to be the both of them, which, is cool. That's cool. So yeah, I mean, it was confirmed that their kids in their VT, those kids that they showed, those were their children. And they said they had a 19-year-old daughter. I was like, damn, y'all do not look like y'all have a 19-year-old. They have a 19-year-old daughter, y'all. They look good for having some 20-year-old kids. Damn, come on now. But, I mean, yeah, that was pretty much the week. I think this video is, I was going to say, I think it's under 20 minutes, but it's not. I don't know what to say. I'm sad. Honestly, I wish either Rebecca would have gone or Charlotte has been very boring. Oh my god, that girl has been boring. Or Raph, honestly. Raph could have went too, but that's never gonna happen. Um, it kept pissing me off because they were like, when the three girls, Marnie, Gemma, and Nicola McLean, who was being very nice this time around. I was surprised because she was a bitch in her season. Anyway, when they came out of the house and Emma was asking them like why they chose to save the people. Oh, I didn't even get to that. Shit, hold up. So, so after Imran and Sukhvinder leave, Big Brother is like, okay, Gemma, Marnie, and Nicola, you all now have to choose each one person to be safe from eviction next week. Gemma chooses Lowton because obvious reasons. Marnie chooses Kieran because of obvious reasons, and Nicola chooses Raph because I guess Raph kissed her ass the entire time that she was in there. And then Emma was like, we really, really liked what we saw from you and Raph this time with your 3 days in the house. And I'm like, they did not show not 1 second of Nicola and Raph hanging out. Because it was probably so fucking boring. They didn't want to include it into the main show. There's probably clips of it online, but like, who's gonna watch that shit? Not me. So, if they had such a cute relationship, why didn't they show any of that? Y'all had 3 days to show that. Y'all didn't show none of it. So, I just wish everyone would stop kissing his fucking ass. God damn. That shit is annoying. You guys have such a good relationship. Well, then why didn't they show it? Anyway, that was that. I can't wait to see the reaction tonight about Sukhvinder quitting, basically, from the housemates on tonight's episode. I think that'll be good to see. And, yeah. Again, thank you for watching my shitty review episodes.